mages. And now with a Vel'Koz, baby. Okay, Leona point and click, that is pretty good. The Solar Flare is very good answer to Vel'Koz ulti.
You have a lot of CC from the side of T1, and then you have a lot of damage. And
by the way, he plays so aggressively early on, and very frequently will do this recall here. So he was able to harass Doran so heavily, push him under tower, get the push for himself, the early recall into a Cull pickup.
Flash from Knight. Oh, Faker's reaction flash just in time. The Rune Prison did connect, gets the root. Knight now, Faker staying around, gets the level up. It's an extra 100 health for him. Shun looking for the invade down towards the red side. Ona looking towards the mid lane, trying to bail out Faker. Molten shield the overload enough. And Knight can now walk towards his jungler, just steps away. Ona rooted still. The monkey enough with his staff to take a 1-for-1.
So first
out the cow, on stays around because Shun is in the area. Flash in, looking for Faker. Molten shield heal for the movement speed. Knight here with level 6. Shun coming in from the side as well, and Faker has no way out. Knight secures his second.
A BLG classic, Shun it on, link up with his early call and his huge CS lead and constant pressure there. Still, despite that, they only get the one grub for BLG, and Owner's going to be able to move in there with Keria. They push him out, and then get the other two for T1.
TP back in with an extra item. He needs to be occupied, which allows Shun the free time, knowing there's no threat from the mid lane.
Okay, so mid stage of the game approaching fairly quickly, almost at the 10-minute mark, as BLG had a very strong and smooth lane phase.
For T1, sometimes their laning phases can look like this as well. Can struggle as the Solar Flare comes into the mid lane, but this is what they're so good at doing, is making plays and finding picks, and Pays picks it up from the bot lane.
Ultimate, they follow up the CC, they get the kill, but now he's under attack. Look at the mini-map here. Shun's going for it.
Looking for the damage here onto Faker. Supreme Display of Talent doesn't get the CC, but On is there to close it out as Faker falls to the Alistar.
Mid lane is just a playground for jungle and support for both teams. It's jungle and support difference always.
Constantly there, constantly there.
T1 gank it first, they get the kill, but then BLG gank it right back.
It's a risk for Doran as well. He's underneath this tower. Cultivation of War, that passive, nowhere near stacked up for him. You can see Keria moving out on the map as well to try and track where On has been. On, did get spotted on vision. Shun is here as well. No Supreme Display of Talent for the Kiana. Is Ona just out of vision right now? TP in, BLG look for the engage. Unbreakable Will popped on the Alistar. Grim Deliverance coming out from Doran as he tries to dash away. Ona here for the fray, but look at the damage coming out from that Vel'Koz. Shun takes one, and BLG just able to walk out with a single kill.
Interesting, yeah. They do have Viper teleporter all the way up here.
Of the game, and T1 just waiting to find a way that they can use this wombo combo. It feels difficult for them overall, Kobe, to actually
the stacking there, but here we go. Do BLG actually want to bring Bin? Because as of right now, he's staying bottom lane, and they just want the Jax to get the first.
T1 have only got one plate anywhere on the map so far. Bin takes the first tower, extends his gold lead to almost 2.
I know, I'm like, I keep bringing it up, but it's going to be painful.
It's what we thought would happen, right? Coming into this series, the expectation was as Knight flashes in with the Rune Prison, gets pulled back with the Dreaded Return, tries to get out with the Realm Warp, but Knight just ints it under the tower. Shun with the Supreme Display of Talent will stop Ona, but with the clone and the flash and the Cyclone, Shun with a good audacity across the wall manages to escape. On with a knockback onto Keria. Zenith Blade just testing it. Faker relegated to a side lane to try and pick up any gold that he can off the map. Will be able to take down that tier 1 in the top side.
Yep, they're just building towards their big moments. Either Dragon Soul fight or some Baron shenanigans, perhaps. Maybe a little circus around the Baron.
I mean, that's a T1 special, isn't it? Doran now needs to get out. Oriate Rush, look for gold, looking for an escape, but Knight and Bin are just too big. Grim Deliverance gets in with the Dawning Shadow, gets the Cultivation of War, that passive just in time to be resurrected. The Dawning Shadow from Pays saves his top laner's life.
So they're out.
Across the wall, and BLG actually slightly split here. Knight does have the Realm Warp to join up with the rest of his squad, but T1 are looking for him instead. They'll take the tower. That's the price for forcing Knight back. Shun going down towards the bottom side. BLG looking for a long, long flank, allowing Bin to push in the bot side. Knight coming in from the mid lane as well, as T1 will start up the Dragon.
Yeah, BLG, they've got both lanes pushing, as you say, and T1 have the pressure. They're going to start DPSing this dragon, get it low. Shun could look for a steal. They're going to teleport in.
TP from Bin. Shun trying to get across the wall, will manage to do so. Knight now has that flank position. Carrier stepping forward, onto On. The stun onto Knight. Bin tries to jump onto the back line, and the Drake is secured. It's sold for BLG. Meanwhile, in the middle of the fight, Grim Deliverance coming out from Doran. The Dawning Shadow this time, not as much. His friend doesn't give him a massive shield. T1 forced back, and the size of the wallets for BLG will just force a T1 out of the fight. A soul in the ding ding, let's go again. Round 2, this time at the Baron buff. T1, this is so often their playground, but 5k down, it's difficult to find a way into the fight. The Mega Blast Cone for Ono, as you say, no Cyclone, no ultimates. Tibbers up in 2 seconds time. Bin keeps Ono at bay. Faker trying to step forward, has the flash, has the Tibbers. Does he have a way in? Supreme Display of Talent and the Baron going over to BLG. Ono already dead. Faker trying to step forward, but even with Tibbers by his side, all he gets is a hug goodnight as his screen fades to grey. And the rest of T1 will join him in the Death Chamber. Route onto Pays. Knight still chasing. Doran with a good pull back will slow up Shun, and Pays may be able to walk away. BLG still on the chase. On goes on to Doran. Knight will follow suit. There's the Rune Prison. The disintegration ray burns through T1's hopes. Only Pays left alive.
And this game of the series has been all BLG. Pressure from the very beginning, and they're not even done.
Pays pays the price as Shun finds another, and as you said, in game after game 2, it is not only Knight and Bin who are stepping up. Shun is having an incredible series. It will be the inhibitor in the mid lane. 28 minutes in, the respawns coming out means that BLG cannot close this. Although it was a slower early game, they eked out leads. Grim Deliverance being used by Doran in the picture as the Lifeform disintegration rate comes out. BLG able to force Doran away. Another ultimate down for T1. The inhibitor down in the mid lane for the next 3.5 minutes. This Red Bull Baron power play may just be a game-ending push. BLG with 3 towards this top side. Sun going towards mid, and Knight pushing through that mid lane. T1
props to Viper, even though the spotlight was on the solo lanes.
Oh, Doran slowed. Counter-strike in. Supreme Display of Talent, Grim Deliverance, well used. Doran with a good knock-up. On's going to distract the rest of T1 towards the side, though. Solar Flare lands on Knight. The Realm Warp's not going to get them out, and there's a Cyclone on the back line. Pays trying to come in. Shun forced away, but Ona's already dead, and I'm afraid BLG have just bought too much grace through this early game. 12k buys you a lot of mistakes, and this time they will not make more. Faker and Pays forced back to the base, and Bin wants a little bit more piece of this action. Flashes forward, has the stopwatch still. The Chemtech Drake helping him as he's on low HP. Only Pays and Faker left to defend, but it looks like BLG will come up trumps in this game. So long T1 have been the perennial boogeymen of the LPL. Today, BLG tried to prove that wrong. Faker down. The Nexus Tower's next, as Pays once again the last man standing for T1, and BLG bear him no mind as they go to match point.
Game 1 was close. T1 take it. Game 2, BLG had a great counter pick. Game number 3, BLG just had 3